Come with us, Taige Divakar, as we chat with some of the cast and crew from the Angelica company of Hamilton.
All right, we're here, not backstage. We're backstage before with the music director, but we're actually in front of the house. Tyler's with us. He has a lead character of Hamilton. So you did a lot of other roles before you got the lead. Tell us a little bit about how that journey went.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a long process of auditions and callbacks for some years and years and years. Since about I sent my first video, I want to say 2015, end of 2015.
For Hamilton.
For the show, yeah.
Okay, wow.
And I moved to New York City in 2017, but even before then, there had been some other videos. And then when I moved to New York, I was going in person for callbacks, going in for a bunch of different roles, went in for every male principal role except for the King in Washington.
Right.
And so it was years and years and years, but it didn't happen for me until 2023. January 2023, I joined the cast of the Phillip Company, and I was playing Lawrence Phillip full time. And then over the course of my time there, I inquired about being an understudy, so I got understudy coverage added. So I was understudying Hamilton, but playing Lawrence every night.
Nice.
And so that was a blast. But then over the course of that time, about April 2024 was when I got asked to join this new Angelica company, but as Hamilton full time.
Nice.
Which was incredible, which was not something I saw coming, but it was a beautiful blessing and an opportunity. And I'm so glad that I'm here getting to do Hamilton every night.
You persevered.
Yes.
Great.
Yes,
We're
yes,
both
yes.
actors as well.
Amazing. Okay.
Nice.
So y'all know.
Just had an audition yesterday.
Hey, I wish y'all the
camera
best.
stuff.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
So, the audition process, when you first get to start in the business, people are like, I auditioned 100 times and didn't get cast. I'm like, well, that's the odds, right?
Yeah.
100 to 1.
Yeah.
So for aspiring actors, what would you say, whether it's on stage or in film? You've done some TV too.
Yeah, I've done some TV. Yeah, I would, keep at it, and no's are not personal, but yeses are.
Right.
I think, I've heard, a mentor of mine said that to me once. No's are not personal, yeses are personal.
Right.
So, just and sometimes you're going to love it and it may not feel like it loves you back.
Right.
And that's okay. Understand, I guess understand, not to get deep, but know that your worth does not come from this.
Right.
Your worth doesn't come from this. Making sure you have that validation that does not come from your career path, that does not come from acting, that does not come from theater, TV, film, because that's going to exhaust you and it's not going to give to you the way you want it to. Right. Even when your dreams come true, you'll find that it does not give what you thought it would give.
Right.
So making sure you have that right perspective for even when your dreams do come true, so you're not looking for it to do something that it was never designed to do, so that you can enjoy it properly.
So you've reached the pinnacle of being the Alexander Hamilton, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest Broadway shows ever. Mm-hmm. What's next for you? You're a young guy, right?
Yeah.
Now, where do you go from here?
I know, right? We'll see. I don't know. Whatever, however God orders my steps. But I'm excited to be here now. Be here for as long as I can be, and so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
And one last question: we're talking to the costume person, and she said that you have the most wardrobe changes as Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah.
So how quickly is this done?
It's funny because a lot of my changes, especially in the first act, a lot of my changes happen on stage, which makes that a lot easier. I'm having jackets taken off of me and then people putting them on me, in the first
act. As an audience member, you didn't realize.
Right, yeah, exactly. I take off my jacket in the opening, a jacket gets put on me. I enter one scene with no jacket, a jacket gets put on me in the first act. But the second act is when I really have the quicker changes. Right. I love all the costumes I have. My favorite would probably be the dark green ensemble I have that I wear in Hurricane and We Know.
Right.
Those are my favorite. That's my favorite costume.
Right. What a fantastic show. The cast in this particular one is excellent.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank
you. Alex, so much. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, appreciate you. Yeah.
We also made our way into the orchestra pit to chat with music director and conductor Manny Schwartzman.
Now, what's really cool about, I think, sitting in this chair, and the reason the conductor always has visual of the stage is just so we can have that connection, when the actors are singing, when the actors are just I like as a conductor, and I want the band to breathe with what the actor is giving me. So like there's so much connection that happens. There's other shows where like the conductor doesn't have a direct visual with a cast, and that's okay too. But I really prefer this method of like when Eliza's singing Burn. I feel like I have such a connection with like even her breath. So musical phrasings working that way. And since you asked, the Reynolds pamphlet, which is a little secret that we keep here, it's already planted. And yeah, there's a moment where Jefferson turns to the conductor. They're asking everybody, have you read this? And the conductor just goes like this. We have a spotlight that hits us, and it's hopefully funny to the audience that the conductor's in on it. And another fun fact is, if you look up on those monitors, those TVs that are back there, that's us. That is pointed at the conductor with this camera, and that's what instructs the actors on like cutoffs, entrances. Every musician, if you see understands, they each have one, and the TVs. I mean, and those TVs are also backstage. For the actors that are backstage to just have a connection musically for like what we're doing, because it can feel a little isolated.
Totally.
But the camera helps us out. So yeah.
All right, we're here with Michelle Cross. She's the wardrobe supervisor for this tour of Hamilton. How did you get involved with this stuff, and just in general, real briefly?
Well, I've been involved in theater most of my life. In college, I really got more into the costuming and wardrobe side of things, and then I just continued doing that, for the last like 20 years.
So the Hamilton is one of the biggest shows on Broadway in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be that involved with this?
Well, I am one of 3 wardrobe supervisors in the U.S. There's the Philip tour, my tour, and then Broadway. So I am part of a collective team or whatever that's all doing this show.
Right. And to come up with these costumes originally, were you involved when the original Broadway show was being put together?
No.
Or
I was involved with the original tour.
right.
When the tour first started in San Francisco. That's in 2017. That's when I first joined the Hamilton universe.
Right.
So
What's the most challenging part about doing something like this? Timepiece?
Definitely, there is a lot of challenging things. The travel every 2 weeks. Most of our tour is every 2 weeks that we have
Because you're here for a month in Charlotte.
Yeah, so it's really nice that we actually get to like sit down and breathe a little bit. But like every other week, we're having to go to a new city, a new theater, set up all over again, train 12 new people every 2 weeks on how to run the show, maintain the costumes, and do the day in and day out.
So you typically work with local?
Yes, yeah. There's me, an assistant, and a stitcher that we travel. And then when we come into each city, we hire 12 locals to help us run the show.
So for future reference, how does one get involved on the local side? How do you hire the locals?
You have to be part of the IATSE wardrobe union.
Yeah.
And typically they have some type of hiring hall or business agent that will appoint people to the show. And then when I arrive, I will get that list of people.
What's the training like once you get here with the new people? How quickly can you get everything done?
We normally have like 2 days to quickly kind of train everybody before we do the show.
Right. So there's like one of the 12 people, are 2 assigned to just Alexander Hamilton?
Yes.
And is that way you do it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have 8 dressers on the show who are assigned specific people in the cast. And then we have 3 pressers who actually just do maintenance. And then we have 1 laundry person that washes the laundry every single night. So
Wow.
Yeah. No,
Not
these.
The undergarments.
They're undergarments, but we also, every new city that we go to, I have to coordinate with a brand new dry cleaner every single time we travel. So I send certain pieces every time.
So when you have 6, 7 shows a week, you're not sleeping much.
No. We have 8 shows a week. And over the holidays, we had 10 in a row. So
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite piece or a favorite set of
I have kind of a love-hate relationship with the Schuyler sisters.
Okay.
I think their clothes are the most beautiful in the show, but they also require the most maintenance
Right.
out of everything.
And
So
how many costume changes do they do?
they actually don't change that much.
Okay.
They kind of reuse some of their pieces, but it makes it look like that they're in a different look. Paul's kind of designed it that way, which is really neat. I would say Hamilton has a lot more changes in his clothing than most of the girls.
And he's on stage most of the time.
Yeah, and
so
he's
that's
on
gotta
stage
be...
most of the time. So he does have like several quick changes in the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thanks for coming to Charlotte and bringing this wonderful show to us.
Yeah.
Thanks.